match number 2. This is our PvP match. It's actually the first PvP I've gotten to cast in Defender League. I'm really excited for this. Hope you guys are too. We are here on Vonnie Research Station. Down here in the south, and we have our red Protoss representing the EverClan. It is Autumn throwing down his double gas. And in the north, his opponent, currently teamless, it is the blue Protoss. It is tnerb. And actually these players are really holding themselves to the whole mirror matchup idea right now. Right before we went live, like these guys were like within milliseconds of each other, and just now Autumn has taken about 4-second lead in his cyber core, but up until then they were like within 1 second of each other. We'll see. And Autumn is actually being very thorough with his probe scout on his side of the map. Kind of interesting to see him doing that at the timing he was doing it at, because other than like an in-base proxy, he wouldn't have really seen anything happen until like there's already zealots in his base, if tnerb had been doing something cheeky like that. So you see both these players, the cyber cores finish up. tnerb has a second gateway halfway done here, so that's his main difference. Looking to put on a little bit of pressure here, / be safe. Not sure how he's going to use his units that he makes out of that. And actually Autumn going for a sentry and his mothership core, so he's definitely going to be on the defensive. Probably going to see a Nexus out of him soon. This is a good map for it, since the one sentry can deny so much with this tiny ramp getting to both your main and natural here. Alright, and tnerb, both players with their warp gates, almost identical timings. Alright, and there's our first tech building of the game down in the south. It is EverClan's Autumn with the Twilight Council. So we're going to see, I don't know if my money's on DTs or Blink here. Could go for some sort of bizarre, really fast, like Archon Charge a lot, bust or something like that, but that'd be really weird. Who knows? These guys are in Platinum, so, I mean, this is the right on the line where anything still really goes, and you can win with any strategy, no matter how bogus it is by a pro standard. We'll see. And there's tnerb with the Stargate. And so if there's the blink started, so Autumn is actually going to be in great position to deal with tnerb's tech choice, assuming he doesn't just go for mass void ray or something to hold off this stalker pressure. We'll see here. Neither player taking their Nexus yet. Autumn just now going to add on his second and third gateway, so he's going to be doing a lot of pressure here. The 3-gate blink. Now this is a great map for it. There's a lot of surface area here on the main to get good positioning with the decent blinks. You can blink out of the main, you can blink into the main. With the mothership core in support, you can get plenty of decent positioning if you micromanage your units just right. tnerb going with the Phoenix first, actually. Not the Oracle. Interesting. That's definitely good for him, since Autumn is planning this blink all up. He's going to have a decent stalker count, so an Oracle really wouldn't be able to get that much done. So the Phoenix is going to get off some nice scouts. Taking out the hallucinated Phoenix scout of Autumn here is tnerb's real Phoenix. But now Autumn is aware of that as he starts his forge. He's going to be able to get a cannon down at home and then push in with his blink stalker advantage here. And tnerb's mothership core already taking a bunch of damage here from the stalkers of Autumn. As Autumn moves out, taking a lot of fire at the move command. Going down one stalker now, and it's 4-4 out here in the middle of the map. That's not the position he wants to be in. As he moves out, his probe might get picked up by these stalkers if tnerb is paying attention here. Autumn moving his probe in a really weird position here, kind of trying to dodge the units of tnerb if they're moving down this main pathway here on the left. Little did he know he almost moved his probe right into the vision of his opponent. tnerb's still going out for the Phoenixes, got a third on the way now. But these Phoenixes aren't going to be too terribly useful for right now, since they're not out across the map getting probe kills. His Phoenixes are actually like all separated right now, which is not how you want to be using your Phoenixes. If he groups up the 3 of them, he might be able to get something down on a defense, but Autumn is actually, I think, kind of hunting for these Phoenixes around the map, trying to pick up some with these blink stalkers. He's going to see one on the right as he moves past this Zelnaga tower, excuse me. And he's going to blink back, try and chase these down. But by the time he gets back into his base, these Phoenixes are going to be able to pick up a couple probe kills. Might go for a Photon Overcharge with his Mothership Core in the main here to push these away. tnerb not getting anything done with them yet. And he's just, so far, pretty successfully buying himself time to not die from this Blink Stalker attack from Autumn. The Stalker count is drastically in the favor of Autumn, which is where he wants it to be with his Blink advantage. But now that there's a Void Ray out for tnerb, he's got 2 sentries to help push away these Stalkers, which with the Blink in play, that's not as effective as it would be otherwise. But it will help. And Autumn actually doesn't have his high ground vision here. Oh, he hallucinates a Phoenix to come in and get his high ground. He's going to blink into the main here. See what he can get done. Poke at the pylon. Now he's going to just take these Stalkers head on here. And he's got the count here. He can get something done. Taking down the sentries. He needs to target that Void Ray and the Stalkers. Those are his main priorities. He's taking a lot of damage from that Nexus Cannon, though. And his Stalker numbers are dwindling quickly. That Void Ray getting a lot of work done. 2 kills already on the Void Ray. But tnerb Stalker count is low. Second Void Ray comes out, and he needs to hang on here. Adding on the Robo, that is the correct response here. Now with these Phoenixes in play in his main base for the defense, he might be able to get this done. He needs to protect that Mothership Core so he can get off the second Photon Overcharge. That's going to be absolutely necessary to hold this off properly. Otherwise, if Autumn rebuilds his Stalker count, just move in again and again and again. These Phoenixes out of position. There's the second Photon Overcharge. Autumn moves in right as the first one expires. Snipes the Mothership Core, gets out. Oh, and tnerb actually pops the Guardian Shield. That might have been an attempt at hold position. It's that G and H hotkey right next to each other. Let's see, and tnerb adding on 4th and 5th gateways, actually, now that his natural expansion is actually done. If he can defend successfully this push, he's going to be in fantastic position. We'll see as Autumn prepares to move in again, just poking around, waiting for that Photon Overcharge to expire. Moves in, taking a few shots. Move in, maybe snipe a pylon here in the Stargate, but that's not going to actually unpower the Stargate. Oh, it is! It's just outside of that pylon range. The Zealots and Probes pull to push away these Stalkers. Getting a lot of free shots on these Probes. Actually, 6 Probes go down. That's pretty helpful for Autumn here, especially since his natural expansion is not done yet. So he's way down in economy here. He needs to get a little bit more done with these Blink Stalkers before he's going to feel like he's on even footing here. Now with tnerb, that Robo is done. Doesn't quite have the money yet to start an Immortal. Actually trying to go for an Oracle out of the Stargate, but is denied with that pylon getting sniped. See what he can get done there. If he can sneak across the map and pick up some nice probe kills with that Oracle, that will absolutely swing this game just almost unwinnably in his favor. So Autumn blinks into the main here, trying to get some shots done. Moving in, trying to get the Robo before the Immortal comes out. That's going to be nice, but he actually moves past it down into the natural. Now he is trapped. He's going to be able to blink a couple Stalkers out at a time here. They're actually blinking back and just trying to engage this as Autumn doing some nice damage, but tnerb just has too much here. He's going to be able to overwhelm. As you got the Blink Stalkers cornered here. 2 Void Rays doing work. Phoenix is flying overhead, not doing anything. The Immortal's joining the fight now, and this is going to just lay the pain down. He's down to 4 Stalkers now, down to 3 now. Yeah, this attack is dead, and I am afraid Autumn's chances in this game are expiring quickly. His army count now is a sentry and a Mothership Core, and that will lose just so fast to 2 Void Rays, Immortal, and a bunch of Stalkers and Zealots. tnerb going to be able to move out here and probably just kill his opponent as EverClan's Autumn's natural expansion is just now going down. I mean, tnerb has an awfully saturated natural. He's barely up in economy. Really, this is an awful economy, but it's just miles ahead of Autumn. Especially since their mains are very nearly mined out here. So Autumn's expansion is going to be his only base here shortly, if it even finishes in time. As he gets Templar tech going, I mean, when you're so far behind an army and economy, you can't be teching up and expanding. You need to be making units and expanding. And he's going to be able to get out a Templar. I mean, I don't know how useful that's going to be. He's going to be able to feed back the Sentry, I guess. Would have liked to make another high Templar there, but tnerb moves across. As soon as he starts to attack, guys, we're back. This is game 2, match 2 on Catalina. Again, our PvP with our 2 Protoss players here. And in the north, it is our Blue Trunks Protoss. Currently teamless, it is tnerb up 1-0. And his opponent on the left side of Catalina, it is EverClan's Autumn. and the yellow trunks. Both players, once again, very, very mirrored here in their builds. tnerb with a slight advantage of a couple seconds again. You see, Autumn actually being really thorough with his scouting again here in the natural. He did that a lot last game, like with his blink stalkers, moving them around the south side of the map a whole lot before actually trying to get anything done with them. I mean, he had blink for like 2.5 minutes before he actually did any damage with it, which I think was a big part of his problem in that game. So I'd like to see him just commit harder to the aggression and force tnerb on the back foot a little bit better. Because tnerb just looked fantastic that entire game. I mean, his Phoenixes really didn't get that much done damage-wise, but in delaying Autumn, they did a whole lot. He was able to keep Autumn on his toes with his stalkers, blinking around the map pointlessly, trying to pick up a free kill, but he got nothing with it, and tnerb just was able to walk away with that game since his tech and economy were so far ahead. And tnerb actually going for the really fast Twilight Council here, throwing it down at 4 minutes. See what he follows that up with. I'd love to see a DT follow up on this. It's so fast. I think that would be a great plan here. But Autumn actually got his probe in position here to throw down a proxy Stargate maybe. His Cybercore is already done though, and he doesn't have a pylon started, so this might just be for warp-ins and a gateway pressure. So if he does commit to a gateway pressure, he's going to have a hard time holding off any DTs. And if he's just... His tech isn't very far ahead here as Twilight Council finishes up for tnerb. But like I was saying, Autumn isn't really in that great a position to hold off any aggression from tnerb's side, especially if he's going to be on even-ish gateway counts. But tnerb's gateway tech is so much better as he does go for the Dark Shrine here. And tnerb actually managed to sneak a probe right by Autumn's probe and Mothership Core. So we got a decent scout while also getting to throw down that proxy pylon. So this Dark Shrine, when it finishes up here in about a minute, it's going to be able to just warp in 3 DTs as he starts his second and third gateways here right away. And it's looking so far like he's going to do a lot of damage. As Autumn is just going for a 3-gate pressure with his Mothership Core. If he can force kind of a base trade here and throw down a proxy robo here on the right, he might be able to take this. If he can get in, kill a lot of probes, and deny any more Dark Templar from being warped in before losing his army. But I mean, if tnerb is going to have his Dark Shrine here done shortly, he could warp in a DT defensively. When the force field cuts off one of these stalkers, and actually be able to pick it off with the help from the sentry. He's going to lose his stalker on the high ground, though. That is not what he needs. And he's going to lose the sentry, too. This is fantastic for Autumn. This is exactly what he needs to get done. The damage now. As his Dark Shrine finishes up, there's the defensive DT. No offensive DTs yet. The defensive one is going to be able to push this away if Autumn wants. Autumn needs to be microing away from this DT and sniping probes with these stalkers. But instead, he's just going to run back home. But I mean, that's not that helpful since there's going to be an offensive DT here now, and this DT is still following the stalkers across the map. He's going to run home, not do any damage, and then just die to DTs here. As he loses his Mothership Core in the main, so he doesn't even have a photon overcharge to fall back on. The sentries force field out that DT is fantastic play there from Autumn. That's what he needed. But now his 4 stalkers are trapped outside the map. His Forge is just now finishing. That's going to be his first method for detection. Oh, nice force field. Getting the secondary one there, forcing the DT out. But like I said, these stalkers are just useless on this side of the map. Keep them on the other side. Snipe some pros, man. That's what you got to be doing. And the cannon is coming up here by the mineral line. So by the time these DTs get in, that's going to be great for Autumn. But he's invested so much gas into these sentries. He needs to be able to clean up these DTs and get down to his low ground and expand. Is really what he needs to be doing with his money he has built up. He's up at 500 minerals now. That's really not where you want to be. And the DTs is just still swiping away at all these stalkers, only doing shield damage to all of them so far. There's a little bit of hull damage. And Autumn needs to not just forget about his stalkers. He loses one to the DT. He's got 3 left here, but they're just totally idle. And his observer is going to come out. He's got 6 sentries back at home. I mean, this is not PvZ. These sentries are not going to be that useful. And the DT is just going to be able to run away from the sentries and not die. If he makes it out of the natural, he could actually keep that DT alive, but he's just going to dodge the Observer for now. Oh, and the sentries are delayed enough by that force field that he's actually going to escape with the Dark Templar entirely. And tnerb, once again, is in fantastic shape. He's on even gateway count. He's also got his robo up. So Autumn really doesn't have any advantage here. His natural is actually behind tnerb's. And tnerb is just looking great. Looking great. Morphs his 2 DTs into an Archon. Why not? Your opponent has detection out. And cannons in the main are going to deny any kind of damage, harassment damage done by these DTs. And tnerb should just be able to, I would think, throw down charge, start probing up his natural, and just hit a charge Archon timing that should do really nicely, especially against this high sentry count from Autumn. I mean, Autumn's army is awful in a fight right now. He might be able to hallucinate some stuff, and the force fields are going to be totally useless against his Archon. And I mean, 6 sentries are going to take an Archon down in about 25 minutes. As the second Robo comes up, he's going to go double Immortal here. That's going to help. 1 Immortal pops out, and that's basically his entire army here. As tnerb prepares his pylon right outside the ramp of the natural, and tnerb's looking to take the win here in the next couple minutes. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage. The sentries are Autumn's only hope here with the force fields, but he's not going to be able to get anything done. Especially with the Warp Prism here in play, he's going to be able to elevate his DT right into the main. The cannon is there to defend this, so he's not going to get anything done, but it is going to distract Autumn. Here he comes in the main, sniping the Observer on the high ground here. Now Autumn started to realize he needs to defend, so he's starting to warp in actual fighting units out of his 3 gateways. But he's kind of expended that little bit of a mineral bank he had. Nope. His DT comes in and gets 2 kills so far. Still not moving into the natural. And the medevac, or not the medevac, the Warp Prism is just going to pick that up and run. As Autumn lost a lot of mining time there, and I was just saying as the DT comes in and starts doing a little bit of swiping damage, his economy is really far behind. He had a little bit of a bank saved up from not macroing properly, which he spent in getting his second Robo and Natural Nexus, but now he can't afford to actually make double Robo units. He's just got his 2 Immortals out, which he could have gotten out of the 1 Robo just fine, a few Zealots and Sentries. His tnerb actually just moves back across the map. He does have his advantage still, so that's not a bad move by anyone's count. He is down in supply currently, and Autumn is catching up quickly in worker supply. But he's managed to get himself ahead, Autumn has, in army supply. But like I said, I mean, 16 supply of that 14 is in sentries, which with the Archon in play are just totally useless. Let's see, tnerb going up to Colossus tech here. Once his tech tree is a little bit more fleshed out, he's just going to be in such great shape. PvP is one of these matchups where even once you take an enormous advantage, you can't throw it away with 1 bad engagement, which it looks like Autumn might be planning on doing here at this move out. I don't know if I like this at all. He just needs to be defending. He needs to clean up some of these pylons, first of all, yeah, and then just take a 3rd and tech up to his higher tech. tnerb actually getting a 2nd Twilight Council. I don't know if he forgot about the fact that he's been making DTs all game. That's definitely unnecessary. I might have been meaning to make a Templar Archives there. Oh, he's going to let it finish. All right, well, that's helpful. He can get Charge and Blink at the same time now if he wants. As he moves into this DT, and he gets 2 more kills, but it gets cleaned up. Or, sorry, the Warp Prism evacuates it again, but the DT out here in the middle of the map, poking away at this army a little bit. Doesn't get anything done, but he does see that the army is out. And I would just... tnerb is going to be able to absolutely flatten this army if it tries to move in and engage. Those 2 Immortals are nice, but with the Archon of tnerb and the hallucination of all the Immortals here, it's fantastic. That's 8 hallucinated Immortals. If the Guardian Shield goes down, he moves in here. That looks scary, but it is not even really. The Colossus is hallucinated as well. The Archon's trapped behind tnerb's other gateway units. It can't actually break those force fields. Oh, he's going to lose the Natural Nexus. This is a fantastic pickup from Autumn here. Man, I was totally discounting it, but he absolutely played this just right. That was beautiful. He's going to start losing his army quickly here now, but he did pick up the Nexus, which is very, very useful. He drops that DT from that Warp Prism here to help poke these Immortals down. And yeah, Autumn lost an awful lot of units for that exchange, and now he's taking damage in the main again from this DT poking away at the Robos. Actually already lost one Robo. And he has no third and fourth gas. That was a fantastic play from him to get anything done in that situation. But, I mean, whew, those sentries just evaporated once tnerb was actually able to make his way around his own Nexus. There's Immortal's barely going to make it back inside his natural base before he has to start fighting again. The cannon for support here, Autumn's going to need to take this fight convincingly to stay in this game. But as the Zealots for tnerb move up on the high ground, he's going to pick up the last Immortal. And the Zealots are still alive for tnerb, so his Stalkers and Immortals in the back are just raining down the hurt here. Yeah, and Autumn cannot possibly warp in enough stuff here. And the Immortal moving down on the natural here to try and help this out, but Autumn is on the ropes. tnerb actually just recalls out. Oh, tnerb playing with my heartstrings here. Just recalls out. I don't know what he's thinking there. I mean, his natural's dead. He might let Autumn back into this game with this play. I mean, they're still really even in supply here. As the worker counts are decently even, considering how much damage Autumn has been doing to himself indirectly and how much damage he's been taking from tnerb. As the third Nexus goes down, tnerb warps in two Zealots here in the north to try and get the cancel. He's going to just be able to slice away at that for a bit before Autumn's army comes over to clean it up. Meanwhile, tnerb's army is coming over to fight this now that he's drawn out Autumn's army out of the natural here. But he's just positioning. Not sure if he wants to commit to this yet. No blame here. The three Stalkers that were just idle on the right now, moving into the natural, picking up quite a few probe kills. They're up to 4 so far. Only one Zealot here to defend. It has charge, so these Stalkers can't quite kite forever. As tnerb moves in on the left, he's going for the third base here. Actually targeting the units with the Zealots and the Nexus with his range units. Gets the Nexus, no cancel. All his Zealots are about to evaporate though. And Autumn taking this fight pretty evenly. It's a decent trade, but overall he loses out, and tnerb still has the army advantage, still has the economy advantage now that his natural's done, and he just walks back across the map. And Autumn getting up some more gateways, rebuilt his second Robo. He's got his Colossus tech ready, but he hasn't been able to actually take advantage of it yet. Neither player has really done anything with their Colossus tech. tnerb has had it for a while here. And he actually did eventually get his Templar Archives, which I think he planned on doing with that second Twilight Council. But he's got 3 Archons now, 3 Immortals. This army is just beautiful. I love this army from tnerb. It's going to get a lot done here, especially now that his Zealots have charge. He's just going to wreck Autumn when he does fight again. And he's pulling away in supply now. I mean, Autumn has been able to keep it fairly even for being so behind here, especially since he's within 3 workers now. He's done a fantastic job staying in this game and not being totally out of it, especially for having such an inferior army at multiple stages here. But I'm afraid that this army now is just too inferior. He has 2 Immortals to 4 of tnerb, 8 Zealots to 8 Zealots, no Archons to 5, no Templar to 3, and tnerb very usefully does not have any Stalkers, and Stalkers are almost as garbage as sentries in a straight-up fight in PvP. As Autumn gets out of Warp Prism, if he can get some harassment damage done, that'll be really nice for him to get back in this game as he warps in 4 more Zealots to this Proxy Pylon. But he needs to not die from tnerb's push here. And pushing up into the ramp, Autumn doesn't have any more sentries. He needs to spread his units, get a perfect concave, and really go for this. As the Zealots are getting quite a few kills here in the natural. That's 5-6 probes so far. But the defensive DT is going to clean this up eventually as tnerb moves into the natural ramp of Autumn. Photon Overcharge goes down. And Autumn's Zealots fighting with tnerb Zealots, but they are just getting quickly surrounded. The Time Warp goes down. It's a little late there, but the Archons are just in force here. And the Immortals and Archons of tnerb should just be able to clean all this up. Probes being pulled to fight Archons, that is never what you want to see. The probes evaporate. That's 17 probes down already for tnerb. There's, wow, GG from Autumn.